So hello everybody, welcome back. So grab your coffee, and if you wanted to share one with me while you're at it, links for that down below. And right now I'm going to answer a question I get a lot about recipes and things like this. Now, recipes is a family thing. You can have it organized by topic and by occasions, or even the ingredients and things that you might need. And so a lot of people ask me about this topic, but quite frankly, I'm not the one who is doing cooking in my house right now. It's my mom. And we do have a lot of books that are related to recipes and cooking. Mostly they are mine, by the way. My mom likes going through them very, very fast, and she gets them like immediately, very, very, very fast. However, there are people that have no clue whatsoever about how to read a recipe. And it's very, very, very important that you have printed references. A lot of people do follow the instructions step by step. Me, oh no, I do it by intuition. So if the recipe says, this or that, I can understand by intuition. My mom also has this thing in which she understands the recipes by intuition. And so, it can be both ways. But I did find this magazine. It's a very, very old magazine, by the way. It's called Canadian Living. By the way, this magazine has a web page. It's right here. I don't know if you can read it, but it says CanadianLiving.com. I like that, CanadianLiving.com. So this one has 37 recipes, and I like it a lot, by the way, because here is the deal. They have a cookbook special. They have, like I said, very old magazine. This one is with 150 recipes, but here is the deal. They are less than 30 minutes to prepare, which is very, very important for a lot of people, so time that you're going to spend cooking this thing is important, because it also affects the resources in which you're going to be cooking them with. Because if you have to spend, 2 hours of preparing, that's just too much. That's not doable unless it is for a bunch of people and things like this. So you need to consider a lot of things when you're cooking. I have mentioned this throughout all of my videos in this reproduction list about food. And, I also found another book. Let me look for the page and I'll show you. So like I was saying, I found a lot of recipes in here, and it says, by ingredients, as in, maybe you like zucchinis, maybe you like potatoes, maybe you like carrots, maybe you like something special. So it is by ingredients, so it's organized properly. I like the fact that this thing says, for example, 2 spoons, and then it says how many milliliters it is. And it also has a lot of instructions, which I think is very, very, very important. Okay, and it also says, some sort of substitutions. In some recipes, they will have like substitutions. If you can't find this, find that one. And I like that idea very, very, very much. I also, at the end, it says how many servings it is, and how many calories it will have, and how many fibers and other stuff. And it's very, very, very important, because you want to understand what you're eating in terms of energy and how nutritious this food can actually be. And it has a lot. And it says here that in the web page you will find all kinds of recipes, even if they are old, as in, from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or whatever. By the way, I haven't checked this web page. So the reason being, I do not like checking web page. Unless it is something that is extremely specific that I need to research or something like this, I will rather get this. Also, in this type of magazines, you will get a lot of coupons, and I like that also. If you, like shopping and things like this, you like coupons. And I also like the idea of getting these printed and things like this already The reason being that, during hard times, turning on your computer, turning on the printer, trying to find paper, trying to find the ink for the printer, trying to find everything just so that you can print a recipe is just annoying. Seriously, just annoying. So unless you are specific about creating your own recipe book by finding the ones that are favorite for you and then printing them yourself and putting them together in a binder or something like this, then do it like that. But even then, if you got it printed like this, all you need to do is tear out the page, and then you can just place it inside your own recipe book, and you will have the original, which is way better. In some instances, unless you have like a specific format on things like this. So, handling recipe books, I have the kitchen agenda that online, in the Gumroad page. In there, I tell you, a lot of things that you're supposed to know about the recipes and things that you're supposed to print by yourself. Like, a lot of people don't think about alkaline water recipes, and other issues that are related to even a glossary for cooking and things like this. I have mentioned all of these in the kitchen agenda that I have. Also, in this magazine, they are recommending, by the way, like I said, I do not have these particular books because they are from Canada and they are old, and I got this when I was in the United States, and I got it by chance. If I knew that this thing was available and things like this, quite frankly, I really like this type of magazine. Seriously, it's an awesome type of magazine. And anyway, they are saying good eating by the book, and if you find this kind of book, it will be awesome. It says that they recommend this book, Hard Smart Decisions, Shopping on the Run by Douglas and McTire in 2003, and it costs less than $15. And it is by dietitian Ramona Josephson, and it is packed with tips, follow-up recipes, answers to nutrition, strategies to put food on the table, and it has a lot. And it also says that they have the updated version of the Heart and Stroke Foundation from 1997, Heart Smart Shopper, Nutrition on the Run. So basically, there are two, old version and new version and things like this. So I think it's very, very, very good to get proper references as to books to buy and books to get. And the books should not only just get recipes, but they should also include how much time. And if it was for hard times, I will even consider how much propane or how much wood or how much fuel will you need to cook one of these things. Because quite frankly, most people, when they're thinking about the recipes and cooking, they're thinking about the food, but they're not thinking about the fuel and the time consumption and even the fire. Because if you cannot cook by propane, most of these recipes will be cooked by propane. But if you're not cooking by propane, but you're using wood or you're using something else, it's not nearly, and I do mean nearly, the same amount of work. And it's not nearly the same amount of work, but it's not nearly as easy or as efficient, because propane is going to affect these things very, very hard. So you can also find, the recipes that are made by oven, but not everybody is good at bakery and things like this. So if you try these things, I will recommend, writing down next to the recipes stuff like it takes half an hour, it takes 2 hours, or it takes propane like this, or it takes like this, because during hard times these things will be a tip that is very, very, very important, and it will be one of the decision-making aspects to take care. Okay, finally, I got this one. And it says it makes a great gift and the only cookbook you will ever need, which is a complete Canadian living cookbook. Like I said, I don't have these two books that I have recommended from this magazine, but so far, because of all of the recipes that I have found here, they They are very, very well made. Like, seriously, it's just amazing. So this one is Must Have Cookbook. It brings together more than 25 years of cooking experience and test by the kitchen, and it also has the right equipment. This one is very, very, very important, because I even have this in the kitchen agenda that I have, because you need the proper equipment, you need the names, you need to understand tools, because if you don't understand tools, how are you going to cook? It says tips for shopping, storage, ingredient substitutions, which is extremely important during hard times, glossary of essential terms, advice of how to use the food processors and how to use the equipment that you already have, because most people don't know how to use these equipments and they don't even know how to take care of them. The complete analysis of their nutritional value. This one I have mentioned. I just show you. This one has details about the recipes that I really like. And it says regional and specialty ingredients that reflect diverse cultures and secrets. And it has more than 350 recipes. So again, this one is the book. And it says complete Canadian living cookbook. Again, I do not know if you can get this, because this one is an old magazine, but it's good. And I have this type of magazine is amazing. And it also mentions the idea that there are, when you go to your local shop to get food for dinner already made, for example, let's say that you go to Publix, or you go to Tesco, or these supermarkets in which you already have the dinner, you should try to ask in those places about the chef who is making these kind of recipes, because it's a business, okay? And this type of business, as in the food that they are making, must be done by a chef. So it will be good to know what kind of chef is the one who is preparing your dinner, the one that you buy already made and already done and already in everything, and then you just buy it on the go. It will be good, because that way you can understand his or her particular style, seasoning, and you can even ask to talk to them, so that you can understand certain things about the cooking process, or stuff that you want to ask, and what will they recommend for you to buy, and things like this, because this is a very good chance to meet the actual chef without having to go to a restaurant. But of course, this will depend upon the person, and it will depend upon, of course, the store that you are going to. And if you are a chef, you might want to also offer your services of this type of thing, because a lot of people buy dinner, mostly dinner on the go. And you might be able to sell your own special seasoning and things like this, which is something that is unique to each location that you go to, because it's not the same, you buying it from a company rather than buying it from the chef that might be able to sell these things, because you really like that kind of chicken or that kind of thing. This magazine here also has a lot of information in terms of how a lot of things other than food are affecting your body weight, as in why food has been an issue in terms of everything from affecting your sleep pattern and affecting everything. And it's just amazing, all the information that you can find in places like this. I do recommend it again. And I just hope that you like it. I don't know if you can get these on Amazon or whatever. Quite frankly, like I said, I buy these things physically, and I do get them on the proper shop, and I don't have a way to get a subscription for a year or something like this, but so far, this type of thing is one of those things that it will be also interesting. And if you do not like it, or you already read it and stuff like this, you can also share the information with other women or other men. And not only that, but you can place these things in the living room. We have a lot of tables that has like a drawer, but it's an open drawer. And when we have visits, while people are waiting for you because you're cooking or something else, they can see the magazines. And so the magazines that we get there, they are also cool because a lot of people will take them home, and they will consider it a gift, this type of thing. And they are valuable because they are $3. This one is they costed $3.29 at the time. I'm guessing that this magazine will cost $5 right now. But overall, a lot of people cannot get printed magazines, especially from another country. And so it is a good chance to get it as a gift and things like this for a lot of people, or just put it together and make it like a collection for your kids to inherit and stuff like this, because the information in here, I mean, is just something that it stands time. So if I tell my daughter to read this magazine, even though that is more than 10 years old, the information is still quite relevant because recipes do not change over time. And a lot of things that are in here, they also do not change over time. Like the main topics that this magazine talks about. This one in particular, I do not know, this edition, as in this one, the one that I'm physically holding. It talks about sleep. It talks about the stress in kids and why they are obese, why they can do better with the exercising, and how to make it easier for the kids, and how to understand a lot of things that are that are connected directly to your well-being. And it's just amazing, quite frankly. And this one is if I could get like more of these, I'm probably going to ask my family abroad if they can send me something like this, because quite frankly, it's just one of those things that makes your life better.